Hi, this is Jen at Artisan Stitch. I thought I'd just jump on here today to show you one of the most simple repair tasks, and that's putting on a button that's fallen off. So you will need your garment with the button. If you've lost it, there may be a replacement sewn into the inside seam of the garment. If not, try and find one which closely matches. So you'll need your thread, your snips or scissors, and a needle. So I think I'll use this one. You want quite a fine one. These are sharps. Don't ask me what the number is. So I'm going to start with taking some thread, now no longer than between your tip of your finger to your elbow. And I like to use doubled thread, so I'm going to fold that over. Now I'm not going to tie a knot. I'm going to put the folded end through my needle. Now it's easier to put the needle onto the thread than trying to put the thread through the needle. And this would be easier if I had my glasses on. There we go. Now I'm going to pull through about a third of it. I've got quite a short thread here. We're not going to be doing that much sewing, it doesn't take long at all. So I'm going to tie a knot in the end. I don't always tie a knot in the end, but I think I will today. So I'm going to wrap it around my finger, take the thread through, and then as I tighten it, holding the knot, pulling the knot down towards the end of the thread. Right, now if you're lucky, you will still be able to see the holes where your button came off. So you can take your thread through from the back, or you can just take it through from the front, make a tiny stitch. And then I'm going to take another tiny stitch just to secure that, and any little thread tails just snip off. So I'm going to take my button. Oops, it doesn't help if you lose it, does it? I'm going to go in one hole, place the button over and down the other hole. Okay, now I'm not going to pull too tightly, and if it helps to stop you pulling too tightly, you can take another needle or a cocktail stick and place it across underneath the button, between the button and the fabric. That will stop you pulling too tightly, and it will provide what's called a neck for the button. So on the underneath, I'm going to go under and go back in through the first hole. Now the first couple of stitches are quite tricky. You see, so I'm coming up through the first hole and back in through the first hole in the button at the bottom. Then I'm going back down the second hole. Again, underneath, back through. I need to come down a bit. If you need to look at the back, then you can do that. So I need to go back in under there, and then out my first hole again, back through the second hole. Now, because I've got doubled thread, every stitch I do is twice as strong as it would be if I was using single thread. So I think I'm going to do that one more time. So up through the bottom, into the top. Right. Now I think that should suffice. So I'm going to come through the back. So see that? Now, when I mentioned that neck, that extra little bit of thread we've left there, I'm going to take the remaining thread, wrap it round. Twice should be enough in this case. Then I'm going to go to the fabric underneath the button and just take a tiny stitch into the base of that thread. And one more tiny stitch, and then on the way through, pass my thread through the loop. That should secure my thread. Then to cut off, I'm going to take it to the back. I can flip over. And just to avoid doubt, just to make sure it's not going to pull off again, one more stitch. Then I can cut my thread. And that little neck we made by leaving excess thread and wrapping it round raises your button off the fabric. Make sure there's enough room to be able to tighten, do up your button. Simple as that.